Hi y'all, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm grateful for you being a new subscriber. If it's your first time just watching, I'd like to invite you to subscribe, and if you like the video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. And so my name is Sandy. I guess for those who don't know me, that's my name. So let's get started. Today I am going to make breakfast sausage. My husband and I, not really so much me, I did the cooking, but my husband raised pigs, and my children, of course, they helped with a lot of that. My husband, he would kill them, gut them, do all that himself. And so he would actually, though, to have it cut up proper, he usually would take that to butcher deer meat or anything like that. He didn't, but he did with the pigs. But so we would, get a lot of sausage out of that. So I would flavor it up. In the beginning, I started out with this real old cookbook that I had. I don't know if the cookbook itself's really all that old. I just know I had it for a long, long time. And it was an Amish cookbook. And anyway, so I ended up making tweaks and adjustments here and there until I got it to a taste that we liked. And my husband actually preferred this over any of the store-bought stuff. And when he went, or not even before he ever went on dialysis, but when he got to the point where, okay, you are very, very limited on how much salt you can have, that was probably a good 10 years before he went on dialysis. And we'd already cut out a lot of salt before then. But when we got very, very limited on it, well, I would make this, and I would make sure I did not put any salt in it at all. And today I will be putting salt in it because I am going to use some Slap Your Mama seasoning, because normally I would use crushed red pepper flakes. But I cleaned out a lot of my spices when I was getting ready to go away for a couple of months. And I have not replenished that or my onion powder yet. And I normally would put onion powder in this too, but I don't have onion powder. So I am skipping that part today, but I'll tell you about that again later. So let's go ahead and I'll turn you down and we can get started, all right? Okay, can you see that? All right, I need to get this fork over here. Okay, so we have here 1 pound of pork sausage. This is fresh pork sausage from a friend of mine. And you can buy it in the store. Usually if you buy this in the store, it's going to be cheaper anyway than buying the sausage. And there's a lot of good sausage out there, because to be quite honest with you, there's one brand that I just actually prefer. And do y'all look crooked? Does this look crooked to y'all? It seems like my phone is a little bit crooked. I'm not sure. Oh, well. But anyway, so I have 1 pound of pork sausage, and this is just plain pork sausage. You can buy that in the grocery store just like this. Okay, so to this, I am going to add some garlic powder. And if you need to know measurements, I would say just start out with a half a teaspoon of each, and you may want to add more depending on your taste, because everybody's taste is different. So for 1 pound, that's what I would start with. To me, I just kind of sprinkle it in until it looks good. Like, I really like garlic, so there's quite a bit of garlic going in there, because that's garlic powder. I would put, like I said, I would put onion powder in this too, but I am out. Or you could even chop up some, mince up, not chop, but mince up some fresh onion and put in here. This one has not been opened. And I went to get some sage, and they were all out of rubbed. I do prefer rubbed, but we are going to use this ground sage. Okay, and then sprinkle some of that in there. Remember, too much sage can give it kind of a, I don't know the taste, a little bit of a soapy taste, but I love sage, so it's never too much. Same with ginger. If you get way too much ginger, it can give a real soapy taste. So I am going to put me a little bit more sage in there because I like sage. Some people don't like sage, but I do. Next, I put in some celery seed. And if you're not worried about salt, you know, you could use celery salt. And so I'm going to put in a little of that. I love like celery seed in a lot of things, like my chicken salad. I like celery seed in there. Okay, this is a bigger one, so I'm probably just going to put some in my hand. Try to put a little in my hand first. So we want to put just a little bit of cumin in there. A little bit of chili powder. And since it's so large, I'm going to just put that in there with my hand. Maybe another extra pinch. A little bit of oregano. Now, like I said, since I am out of red pepper flakes, because I forgot to say that too, I normally will put red pepper flakes instead of Slap Your Mama, but I'm out of red pepper flakes, so I am going to use Slap Your Mama because it has salt, red pepper flakes, black pepper, and garlic powder. I'm not going to add any more black pepper to it since this has it in it, and I'm not going to put any salt because this has salt in it. And normally I wouldn't even put any salt in it anyway because we got so used to eating it without salt. But I am, even though I did put garlic powder in it because I like lots of garlic, so that didn't bother me going ahead and still putting the garlic powder. But if you want to, you can just get this, and that has the red pepper flakes, the salt in it, the black pepper, and the garlic. And I am not sponsoring them. When I went to get my red pepper flakes and realized I was out, I thought, well, I'll just use this instead. And so with this, just make that as spicy as you want it. You may not want it very spicy. You may want it spicy a lot. So I am going to take this potato masher because this is really cold. Most of the time, I would let this come to room temperature for an hour or two, but I forgot to take it out of the fridge, and it's cold. And then once I get mixed up a little, I usually go ahead and take it over to my KitchenAid mixer anyway and finish that. Okay, let me take some of that off here. And a lot of times, if it's room temperature, I'll mix it up by hand real good first. But like I said, this is cold, but I'm probably going to end up putting my hands in there in a minute. Okay, I'm going to take this fork and just kind of mix it up with that. And I'm doing this instead of a spoon right now because I can squish it with this fork. Just mix it up as, just keep mixing and mixing until you get it. All of those spices distributed. You sure wouldn't want to bite into it, and you got this big old lump of a certain spice, and you'll be going, yuck, Okay. Now I'm going to work with the spoon a while, and don't worry, all this surface will be definitely clean with disinfectant when I'm finished. Okay, I'm going in with the hands now. Good. I don't think I'll have to go over to the mixer because it's getting where I can work with it. I was thinking, oh, it's still cold. I will definitely have to go to that mixer. And the mixer's not bad either. I mean, especially if your hands can't handle it, definitely use your mixer. right, it looks like it's mixed up. And you know, you can go ahead right now and start making patties and cook it. But I would suggest giving it at least overnight in the fridge before you start do that. Just so those flavors can all, you know, come together in there. But this is something you can do too. And this is what I would do a lot when it was down to just my husband not being here, and I would make a batch because we'd eat this, you know, sausage maybe once a week, twice a week. I would take it and then I would just pat my patties out, you know, whatever size you want, and just kind of roll them in the ball first, pat them out. Then I would put them on a cookie sheet, okay? So see here, I have a cookie sheet. And I would do that. Then what I would do would, I would put them in a freezer. And I would leave them in that freezer for, you know, an hour or two and make sure that they are frozen all the way through. Then I would take them out and put them in a Ziploc bag, make sure to get all the air out. And then I could take out 1, 2, 3, however many time I needed, and then cook them from there. But if you're going to do that, and you start out cooking them from a frozen state, I would make sure that and everybody does this different. I know some people will put it right on a hot skillet. But when I've done that, I noticed that the outside wants to get done and not the middle so much. And so since it is pork and not beef, I would start my skillet. I would put them in the skillet on low to begin with. You know, I'd have it on low, getting it a little preheating some. Then put these in here and then just, you know, gradually increase the heat. That's, anyway, that's what I did. That's what I would do with them. And that's what I did do with them. All right, so, well, let me go wash my hands off and I'll be right back. All right, I'll bring you back up here so I can talk to you a minute. All right, so if you've never made homemade sausage, and I know now money's tight and we're all trying to save pennies, groceries, you know, the cost of them have gone up so much, and everybody's trying to save as much money as they can, and I know I sure am trying to save as much as I can. I would encourage you to try this. It doesn't take long to mix up. And if you have a stand mixer, you can mix it up a lot faster. I like filling it and getting my hands in there and doing it. And then a lot of times if I think it's not mixed up good, I'll go back with stand mixer. But this looked pretty good to me. And since I'm the only one eating it, I'm not that particular. So now, of course, some of my kids may be here one day and I may feed them some. But this little pound wouldn't be enough to feed them anyway, so I would need more. So I would probably go buy 2 or 3 pounds of sausage if they and their children were here. Well, anyway, so I hope that you like this. I hope you'll try it, and y'all have a wonderful day, all right? Bye-bye.